What's up, my superhero team? This is Superhero Reactor, and sorry guys, I haven't doing any reactions lately. I've seen all the comments, but it was in the YouTube. As I said again in the comments, you know, request anything that's on my Facebook page and my Twitter. YouTube is really it's got a hard time looking at comments because it's like it's not there. You know, I see it, but it's not there. So please, Facebook page and Twitter. Mostly Twitter, but sometimes Facebook page. That's in the description below. And request anything. Copy paste the video so I can take a look at it, and that's the easy way to do it. So guys, I'm gonna do so many things. I've seen the comments. So many things I want to do a request for you guys. But first of all, 13 minutes of this video called "Everything Great About X-Men Apocalypse." This was suggested by my sister to take a look at it. So let's get this to it, shall we? Oh my gosh! And it's by CINEMAWINS again. These guy does it. This guy does it. 13 minutes. Let's hope this works. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Come on, baby. Let's do this. Here we go. Booyah! Seen it already.
X-Men style opening credits. Again. What's the deal? They wouldn't let John Ottman have that little flourish in first class?
Give someone wings and they may fly too close to the sun.
Too bad Icarus' wings weren't made of metal. Betrayal shadowing. Goodbye, Poe Dameron. Hello, Blue Man Group. Purple Man Group. The gold transference liquid taking the shape of electrical traces is a perfect allusion to the supposed Egyptian technological superiority. Like the Hunger Games 3 finger sign, but slightly deadlier. Oh, what's this rated? Is there some rule about dudes getting liquefied, burned, crushed, or crumpled like paper in the desert or in a tomb that makes it acceptable for younger audiences? Also, obviously, brutal.
That was crazy.
Mid-air telekinetic armor changing is a win. And some self-sacrifice for good measure. This is just a quick 7-minute introduction for Apocalypse, character and movie, but it's one of the most brutal, tense, and beautiful sequences in the entire franchise. And now our typical traveling down X-shaped hallways title card intro gets a fun spin as a journey through time to the glorious 80s. Good for you, Ali Sheedy. Good for you.
That's Ali Sheedy? I didn't realize that.
That could have some unexpected consequences. Yeah, sort of like that. That moment when you realize hooking up with Azazel could have some unexpected consequences. New Nightcrawler teleportation is a win. Saving your son. Your kings, psychopaths, fiancés, mothers-in-law, aunts, or otherwise are doing terrible things to Sansa in this film. Definitely a win. Who says you need mutant powers to kick butt? And fun fact, Rose Byrne was 4 months pregnant during these fighting, climbing down rocks, and getting exploded scenes.
Ooh. Really?
Waking up from a nice little transference. What? Thousands of years? That moment when you remember you're the most wanted man alive. But seriously, gotta love Eric. His instincts can still be pure. He just catches some bad luck. I mean, Apocalypse's awakening is the reason he's exposed. Is it just me, or is it getting Phoenixy in here? Apocalypse does show up in the vision, but I choose to believe that this is also some dark Phoenix saga shadowing with the red fire. Do it right, you guys. Do it right.
Yeah. The last time sucked.
Changed, but Xavier did look into Logan's mind during Days of Future Past and see the future. So this little knowing look makes sense. Sweet setup, bro. Love the LEDs and cable management. Eric's entire opening in this film is fantastic. We get a glimpse into his attempt to lay low and fit in with the humans the way Charles would want him to, and then the homage to Eric losing his own parents, reaching out with his powers becoming uncontrollable. Only difference is that Eric is still the one that loses. Even though we've only spent a brief moment with Eric's family, his performance really makes you feel the pain.
Yeah, I know. It sucks.
And then we get to see the Magneto we know reborn, scored beautifully by John Ottman. Is that Arabic flock of seagulls? Sand decapitation. Yep, that's up there as most awful way to die.
I'm Professor
Charles Xavier. I know exactly who you are.
Who wouldn't recognize that coif?
You've got a son?
Yes.
Does he have a husband?
Another fun fact, pretty much everything that James McAvoy says that makes you laugh in this scene is improvised. I'm starting to notice a Star Trek trend with Bryan Singer, and I love it. Even an appropriate episode with the Greek gods turning out to be aliens.
What are you doing?
Television history lessons.
What?
Same.
A subtle enough difference. I'm glad the Storm is more or less tricked into being one of Apocalypse's four horsemen. Makes her more relatable and makes Apocalypse scarier.
Wait, sorry, no. Okay.
Safety first. Honesty.
I'm Blue.
Hard to live up to the Nightcrawler from X2. But dang it if they didn't improve the character with a little lightheartedness. Even though I feel like Bryan Singer was trying to set up Jeremy for an Eiffel 65 mashup there. Oscar Isaac is a win. He pulls off barely moved by anything, thinks himself a god, tad crazy mutant amazingly. There were a couple squeals of glee for me in this film. I imagine everyone already knows the others, but this is the first. Seeing Olivia Munn in a comic book role like this, anyone who watched Attack of the Show understands. Either way, she's a win. Metallica's The Four Horsemen is about as appropriate as a song can be, and it came out in 1983. Sometimes the stars align. And it does not get any more metal. Literally. Singer loves his exes.
My name is Magneto.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Apocalypse doesn't know how to have non-brutal interactions with anyone.
And through the ashes of their world, we'll build a better one.
Epic speech, epic destruction, and I really can't complain about Magneto destroying a symbol of Nazi oppression. Rush is always a win. Knight Rider missed Pac-Man, but would Peter really idolize the $6 million man? I'm pretty sure Quicksilver's faster.
Well, at least we can all agree that Threadmeup's always the worst.
Hey, I give them credit for owning it.
Thank you, Flash.
I heard a lot of complaints about Apocalypse not being intimidating enough. Can we all agree he makes your skin crawl? Dude just stared into my soul.
No more superpowers.
And did you miss this scene? Consider me intimidated.
But you can never strike gold!
Modesty.
Alex, what? Destroy Cerebro!
Wreak havoc.
I couldn't have been the only one that teared up and started laughing from nervous excitement when Charles said that, could I? I'd just like to know where Stan Lee's wife has been while he's been gallivanting around the world with the Avengers and X-Men for the last 15 years.
Yes.
This little Winkley's arrived, that step up cue to the song start. I legit don't even care about the rest of this movie. If it had been 2 minutes long with just this Quicksilver scene in the Eurythmics. Alright, I care about the rest of this movie, but this sequence is perfection. Saving all the people. Seriously, set pieces this good only come along once in a while, and they even managed to outdo his Days of Future Past debut. Also, door surfing. So in theaters, I was a little annoyed that they magically appeared outside the chopper when they weren't supposed to be able to use their powers, but it actually makes sense that once they opened the door, which is when they lost their powers, she'd be able to make them invisible again, or Kirk would teleport them out.
Those with the greatest power, Earth, will be yours.
Those with the greatest power. Protect those without.
Standing up for the weak. W is for Wolverine.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, the classic love triangle back together again.
Yeah.
This brings up the question, creepy or sweet? She's 20. I guess it's not. You know what? Let's just win the iconic Weapon X headgear.
2, 1, 3. 1, 2.
Counting win.
That's really good, though.
Redecorating.
Do you see? Were you scared? No.
Mystique rarely gets to be a leader, and she displays that very well with her dismissiveness. So turning it around and starting to help these kids is a nice arc for her. Whoa, did she just materialize from the lightning bolt? And even more credit to Olivia Munn, she does all her own stunts. So another win for her. And her whip. More like X-Children than X-Men, am I right? Coolest teleport I've seen yet. Saving your friends. I don't blame them for giving Fassbender these scenes over and over. The man is amazing. Oh, that's brutal.
Thank you for letting me in.
Best callback ever. Only we get the humongous apocalypse from the comics. Heck yeah. I'll never get tired of Magneto choosing the good side.
You'll never win.
And why is that? Because you're alone.
See, even Charles knows teamwork is a win. What is there even to say? This about melts my brain from so much magnificence. Such a satisfying payoff for Jean Grey. And so much teamwork.
Yep.
Storm to the rescue! If that isn't a Dark Phoenix screech and expression, Phoenix Force! Making memories. or remaking memories? I'd cry too if I couldn't remember the events of First Class. Love that movie.
I remember First Class.
Yes, that's a win for this movie. X-Men Apocalypse. I don't care what you say. Team building exercise?
I feel a great swell of pity for the poor soul that comes to my school looking for trouble.
X2 callback on a closing of the story these two have shared from their first meeting in First Class. In a more similar place than they usually end. They've both come from extremes to meet somewhere in the middle. Humans are alright, but let's build a team to defend ourselves. And Eric has decided to not end all humanity. Mr. Sinister. Does this mean Cable and Deadpool might appear in Logan? Everyone's giving Singer a hard time over this film, and while I hate to constantly be pointing my finger at the studios, I love pointing my finger at the studios. It's very clear that Jennifer Lawrence was forced onto Singer and Kinberg because of her star power. Not that I have anything against her, but a lot of the fans are tired of her mystique being a central character. And this film pretty much closed out her arc that she started in First Class. Going from a loner being pulled in different directions by Eric and Charles to straight-up anti-hero in Days of Future Past, then continuing her rescue outings in the beginning of this film to being one of the leaders of the real X-Men and a major part of the reason they formed, letting go of her solo ways and joining a team. And this may be Jennifer Lawrence's best performance out of the three. I don't hate her, and I think Singer used her perfectly. We live in a world of cinematic universes that are tighter than the comics they're based on. Fox still doesn't seem to care. In favor of reintroducing popular characters, they forego continuity. Storm loses her accent in 10 years and Xavier is going to age 50 years in the next 15. Or why Fox really seems to hate Angel. They just won't leave that character alone. Days of Future Past corrected some of the issues, but lots of them are still there. Ultimately, I'm willing to accept the lack of aging as easily as I do with The Simpsons. Or really any comic book character for that matter. They're going to use the same actors, and they're not going to put them in old makeup the entire film because that's ridiculous. Other than time travel, which would have thoroughly upset everyone, what option did they have? It's such a minor nitpick, I can't believe it gets written about over and over.
What?
One of the only things that bugs me a little about this movie is that everything we see with Wolverine feels meaningless. This Wolverine is gone. He doesn't even exist. He probably travels a similar path as our Wolverine, but that consciousness has been replaced. Hopefully they'll flesh out his backstory and flashbacks during Logan. But I assume that's why they kept him to a cameo in this film, so I appreciate that.
Hope that's the last we've seen of that guy.
I know there were some issues with Apocalypse as well, but I have nothing negative to say about Oscar Isaac. He's as detached and menacing as I want my villain of the week. And on that note, given his expansive powers, we may see him again. When has being disintegrated ever slowed him down? In addition to Isaac, we got another killer performance from James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender, even if they were both sidelined a little bit more than they should have been. They both allow me to feel what each of their characters is going through amazingly. But this film really is about the formation of the X-Men, so they needed to introduce the younger characters. And they were all great. Hopefully, Sophie will continue to work on her American accent, although it's something I'm sure the rest of the world constantly deals with, having silly Americans butcher their accents. Cody Smith McPhee was a superb comic relief.
Hold on!
While they still honored his Catholic background. And Alexandra Shipp is going to make an excellent Storm going forward. And even though the Eric Charles love story took a backseat to Apocalypse's intro and Jean's struggles, the emotional center of this film is still their age-old conflict. I can't decide if the Quicksilver extraction scene or the Phoenix scene is better. But the Phoenix scene opens up a road to a story that we all want to see done justice finally.
Is revealed.
That line from Apocalypse is acceptance of what he considers to be a more powerful god than himself, and he sees the true Dark Phoenix, or at least the Phoenix Force. And he realizes in that moment that the Earth, and maybe beyond, will be... So the worst apocalypse could still be to come. One of the main themes in this film is the contrast between Xavier and Apocalypse. As Apocalypse establishes by desiring Xavier's power, we know that Xavier could actually control the entire world if he chose to. And that's obviously what Apocalypse wants to do. But Xavier chooses to have faith in the world to do the right thing. You also have Apocalypse giving his followers more power while Xavier tries to teach Jean to control hers. Until the end, at least. But I just hope they see the perfect opportunity they have for the Dark Phoenix saga. Charles being the one that pushed Jean down that path is such a great setup for that story. There has to be a writer out there somewhere that can translate space genocide into a relatable, grounded story. No? Asking too much? Or am I the crazy one who thinks destroying an entire star system is not grounded in reality?
We don't know.
We don't know, bro!
131. Trip to the mall.
What's a mall?
I'd like to go to the mall. Try it.
That was great. Subscribe to CINEMAWINS. They do the best, great stuff. They talk about it and great possible. That was pretty cool, guys. I'm gonna end this right now because right now it's like my video is about 15 minutes right now. So guys, if you like my reaction, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to comment below and tell me what you thought about this. I think it was amazing. Really, really, really amazing. Great positive. Some parts were funny. That's insane. Anyway, guys, this is Superhero Movie Reactor saying I'll see you guys next time. And don't forget, give me a superhero trailer and I'll react. And remember, Facebook page and Twitter in the description below. Comments is hard to find, really. It's hard to find. I mean, you know what I mean. It's comments hard to get there, if you know what I mean. So I'm gonna end this right now.